Absolutely.
What is down payment?
A down payment is a percentage of your home purchase price that you pay upfront.
Awesome, thank you. So we all know what a down payment is, right? You buy $1 million home, and if you said you have 20% down, it's 200,000. Your own money put into the purchase, right? Dylan, can you read me the second definition of down payment?
Lenders look at the down payment amount as borrowers / buyer's investment in the home.
What do you think about that statement? Like the
It's
buyer
important.
putting something, right?
Yeah,
It's a collateral.
collateral,
Yeah, otherwise, if the borrower doesn't put in any down payment, then the lender have to come in with 100%, and I don't think the lender like that,
Too
right?
much liability.
Yeah, risky, right? Alex, can you read me the last one of the down payment definition?
Homeowners look at the down payment as their equity.
Yeah, that's their money, right? So that's simple, that's down payment. We don't need to talk more about down payment. But let's go to the next one. Why do we need a down payment? Okay, I'm gonna read it. Less risk to the lender. Why? Because we're gonna talk about that what happened in 2008. I had my real estate license in 2003. And at that time, I don't need to have loan license to practice as a loan agent. So I was acting as a real estate agent and loan agent at the same time when I just had my license. And I remember so clearly that in 2003, 2004, 2005, there are loan programs that insane. To me now it's insane because they don't require down payment. Basically zero down payment, right? And there are programs called NINA, meaning no income, no asset. That means they don't care about your income and they don't care about your asset. They still give you the loan. Yeah, NINA. I remember that name so well. And because of NINA and because of no down payment, we have 2008 Great Recession, or we can call depression. What happened? People who have no income, then no down payment, they can get in a loan to buy a home. What do you think? Is it dangerous? Is it so risky? Because they not qualify for a mortgage. How can they make the payment? When we do loan calculation, we do debt to income ratio, we do all that to make sure our borrower, they can't afford the mortgage payment. That's the whole point. And back then we have no income, no asset loan program. Meaning, I don't care if you qualify, if you're able to pay, I'll still lend you the money. And the down payment, you don't even need to have the down payment. So what happened? Pretty soon, people cannot pay their own mortgage, right? And a lot of them, they don't even have any down payment, so why do you have to keep the home? Okay, I don't have anything in the home, and the market go down a little bit. If someone buy a home at $500,000, and their mortgage, they borrow a $500,000 loan. What happened when the home value goes down to 480? The mortgage still 500, and the mortgage go down to 450. The mortgage still what? 500,000, and then people start thinking, I'm not gonna keep this home because my loan is bigger than my home value. I'm gonna let it foreclose. I'm not gonna pay my mortgage. I'm gonna stay in the house until they kick me out. That's what happened in 2008, 2009, 10, 11, 12. That's why there was so many foreclosure, so many short sale. What is short sale? Anybody familiar with short sale loans, right? So down payment, if someone come in with zero down payment, the risk is really high because they can walk away anytime. The lender lose everything. That's why lender require down payment They require down payment for a reason. Yeah, you want to buy a house, you have to have something in it. I don't want to just give you all the money. I think we are so lucky. We are living in America. We have a good system about real estate, mortgage, and stuff. We leverage the lender's money to make our own profits. If you own a home for more than 10 years, you make $1 million by using some lender's money. And that's why I never complain about the interest rate. Honestly, when people get the rate at 3%, 4%, we're so lucky. And every home we bought, we keep it long. And we keep it long, we make so much money. So basically, in America, when you purchase a home with a little bit of down payment, you live in there 10 years, after 10 years you sell it, you make so much money, so you feel like, oh my God, I live in that house for free for 10 years, and now I bring out with a big lump of money. It's just for me, profit. Living in a house for free, even though you see yourself paying mortgage monthly with interest, but that's nothing. It is nothing. So what happened in 2008, we all experienced that. That's why the mortgage industry and the real estate industry, people learned the lesson. That's why after that, they changed all the guidelines. They require all down payment, even for the no-doc loans. Back then, we require 30% down payment, 25% down payment. We need people to have reserve money. Even though no docs, they don't look at your income, but they look into the money you have, because it's important. When you have 30% down payment in your home, you don't want to let go of your home when something happens, right? Because even the market go down 20%, you still want to keep your home, right? So after 2008, we have all kinds of new guidelines, and it's really strict. At that time, after 2008, when you submit a bank statement, lender not just look at your bank statement, they verify your bank statement with your bank. And when you submit your tax return, they verify your tax return with the IRS. Because before 2008, people make all kind of fake document when they submit the loan. But after 2008, the mortgage industry, real estate industry, they learned their lesson. They really careful. And Jose, read me that one.
20% down payment proves the seller and lender that the buyer is financially ready for a home purchase.
Awesome. That's why when we make an offer, like if you take your client out, seeing home, right? Make sure your client have the pre-approval letter from the loan agent, from our loan department. And one more thing, you have to have the proof of down payment. And normally we have it. When you collect the document from your client, you have everything in your hand. And the most important thing you want to look at is your bank statement, because the bank statement showing the proof of down payment. And when you send an offer to the seller, you gotta send them the first page of the bank statement showing the current balance of the buyer's down payment. You have to prove to the seller, if you say in the pre-approval letter they have 20% down payment, you have to show they have 20% down payment in their bank account. You don't submit the whole complete bank statement to the seller, but you submit the whole complete bank statement to us, the mortgage department. But you have to show the seller the first page, right? Is that correct, Alex? Yeah.
Correct.
So if you say, okay, my client want to buy this home for $1 million with 20% down payment, so the bank statement, the first page should show they have 200,000 or more, right? And lender always require down payment. If you know your client have a down payment, then you take them out, show home. If they have no down payment, don't even go there, because that's the requirement. Lender require it, right? If you ask them, oh, but actually we have some awesome program that you don't even need the down payment, but now we have it, but before we don't. But we also have to find out if they qualify for the down payment assistance, right? But that's later we talk about it. But we have to make sure our client have the down payment before we take them out to see home, okay? More down payment, less monthly mortgage payment. Is it obvious? Because your loan amount is smaller. When you borrow a smaller loan amount, your monthly payment is smaller. But when you borrow a larger loan amount, your monthly payment is larger. For example, If you have 200,000 down payment, you're only 800,000. And compared to someone who have 400,000 down payment with a 600,000 loan amount, which one paid more? The one with the 800,000 loan amount would pay more. Doesn't matter what interest rate they both get, right? So more down payment, less monthly payment. That's so. What else when we have more down payment? Lender, when they see you have more down payment, they give you lower interest rate. Is that better? Because they like borrower would have more money because that's less risk to the lender. So they encourage people to do more down payment by giving them a better interest rate. That's really nice, right? So when your client asks you, should I put down more money for the down payment? Of course, if you want to, because you're gonna have lower monthly payment and have lower interest rate, and it's easier to get you quality more. Some people, they make cash money and they just have so much cash and they tend to spend so much. If those people, they know how to, they understand the concept of compound interest, and if they put that into the piggy bank like $100, $200 a day, they wouldn't believe how much they have after 5 years or 10 years. You put in there $20 per day. Okay, for zero interest for 5 years. This is for zero interest. If you if you have extra $20 every day and you put in your this calculator, you did it. So 36,000 after 5 years, 36,500 after 5 years. That's no interest. If you put in a bank account that pays 2% interest. Calculated, it's 38,000. So, and how about somebody say, because I make cash money every day and I have extra cash, $200 a day, they put 200 there to see how much? 200 only. Let's see how much after 5 years. $200 a day. And I bet there are so many people, especially the Asian community, they do, even the waitress job, or you do something that you earn tips. If you can put $200 a day in your piggy bank or your bank with only 2% interest, after 5 years you almost have 400,000. This is one way to save up for down payment, everybody. If you don't have 200, put $100 or even $50. Put $50 to see how much. Almost 100,000. $50 a day. Okay. The second way of saving is hustle or freelance. Work means side job, extra income. Nowadays people can go sign up for a Uber drive, especially guy. You can do that for like 1 hour, 2 hours a day, and all that money, save it up. Do not use it. You save it up. 2 hour Uber drive. Every day you go home, put it in your piggy bank, and then at the end of the week, bring it into your bank, put it in your saving account. You see how much you make or save after 5 years. If you think of buying home, you can save up that way. You can show this to your client, because a lot of people, they say, I don't have money, my income right now just barely help me to go buy. Say, yeah, then if you want to buy a house next 5 years, buy an extra, extra job, Uber or something. There's so many, or Amazon. Now there's so many things for them to do. Okay, and people can also, if your client have 401k, you can advise them to use the 401k for their down payment. Gift fund. Gift fund is okay. Gift fund, we see so many people use gift fund, and it's really awesome. Even me, when I bought our first home, we use gift fund. What is gift funds? Normally, first-time home buyer don't have saving money, period. Because we don't like saving, we like spending, right? So we don't have money for down payment. And then the moment we said we want to buy a home, we have no down payment. So normally we go to our family, ask to borrow money, right? And normally family will help us to buy first home, and they will lend us the down payment. But in our lenders' eyes, we don't want lender to see this is the money you borrow from your family, but you have to tell lender this is the gift from my family, because they don't want you, lender don't want you to see you to have another debt, because that means you have to pay monthly payment to whoever you borrow the money from. But anyway, gift fund is only allowed for owner-occupied property, meaning you buy a home, you live in it, then you can use the gift fund. But you buy a home to invest, to rent it, there is no gift fund allowed. Okay, you have to remember this. No gift fund allowed for rental property or investment property. So, I remember our first home, we bought it when we just married, and our home purchase price at that time is $500,000. We don't even have $50,000 for the down payment. Hey, we just married, we just out of college, we don't have that saving. So we basically asked our family to give us the 10% down payment as gift, and then we borrowed 2 loans. So first loan is 80% of the home is $400,000. The second loan is $50,000 from lender. So we borrowed 2 loans, first and second. In that case, we have our 10% down with 10% from the second loan. We have 20% down payment to the first lender ICE. So that means we don't have to pay mortgage insurance. If we have 10% down payment and we didn't borrow the second loan, then we will have to pay mortgage insurance, because we have to borrow 90% of the loan on the first one. So gift fund is one way to use for down payment. Why do we give you gift fund? Why don't we just ask them, the family give us the money and we deposit into bank account and we buy at our home? Why? Anyone? Why don't we just don't tell them this gift fund? Hey, give me money, mom and dad. I will put it in my bank account and I will buy my house. Can we do that?
No.
Why? Can you tell me?
IRS.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
No, sir.
Because lender will ask for sort of fund.
Okay, the source of fund. Okay. If whenever we submit a loan, we have to submit 2 bank statement, and if anything that deposit in the bank statement, lender will ask where the money come from. Okay, and if there is a deposit, for example, if daddy give you 50,000 check, you deposit that check into your bank account, lender will ask, and then you say that my dad give me 50,000 for down payment. Lender will say, can I have your dad's bank statement proving that this money coming from him? Normally, donor don't want to give bank statement. They're willing to give you the money, but they're not willing to give you their bank statement. So so when you meet your client the first time, you talk to them about down payment. That's the first thing you talk about. I always talk about down payment in my first interview. I'll ask, how much do you think you're gonna buy? They know. I think I'm buying 1.2 or $1.3 million home. And the next question, how much do you think you have for the down payment? They say, I have 20% for the down payment. And your third question is, where is that 20% down payment right now?
Under the bed.
Under the bed, right? Or I will ask my parents. And they will, lots of people, they know about money issues. So they say, what should I do? But if they don't know what to ask, you say, oh, you're gonna get money from your parents or your sister or your brother. Okay, that's wonderful, but you need to remember, do not get the money now and do not deposit the check to your bank account now. Do not do anything. Do not move money from your parents or from your donor to your account. Because normally when they come to you, they want to go buy a home right away. And if they go buy a home right away and the bank statement showing the deposit, then we might have to ask the donors for bank statement, and that creates problems. So you told them, okay, good, you're gonna get gift fund from your family, that's awesome, but do not move money from their account to your account under any circumstance. Do not deposit check or do not do anything. Wait until we got the home, wait until we in contract wait until 5 or 7 days before you get your home key. I will let you know, and at that point, your donors will wire their money from their own account to the title company. And that way, let me finish this one side, thank you. That's way lender won't ask for the bank statement of the donor. Yes.
So what if they already did?
Oh, that's a good question. They did that all the time, by the way. Okay, so there is different way. If they already did, and if their donors willing to give the bank statement, that's awesome. And if the
They
bank
have to,
statement,
right?
yeah, have to. And if the bank statement show that, for example, they already wired 50,000 to the borrower or the buyer's bank account, and the donor say, I'm gonna give you my bank statement, and the bank statement show they have lots of money and it in there a long time ago, it's not just deposited, then it's okay, right? If the bank statement show they just deposit 51,000 in cash, and then the next day they transfer that 50,000 to your buyer, you know what you do? You said, I don't want to see this. Oh, I never seen this. Okay? So what you do, you have to wait. You either wait until, because
They have a-
you have to turn in 2 bank statements that show no deposit. So it takes time. Or you said, do you have another bank account that I can see? Functions?
How about like what if people like they're buying the house like cash in the home, like
Cash?
Co- completely.
Cash. When you don't borrow a loan from,
No loan.
that's easy.
That's
As
easy.
long as you have, but the money has to go from account to account. You cannot bring, not just like a movie, you can just bring the whole suitcase of money to the escrow and say, here the money, right? Not like movie, okay? If you say, okay, my client purchased this home $1 million cash, okay, that's fine. As long as you can wire money from his account to title company. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but the money have to go from bank account to title company.
From Dubai.
The deposit, no matter. They can deposit, I don't care. Because there's no lender. Only lender asking for the paper trail, where the money comes from, the history of the money. But title, they don't look into that. They just make sure the money go from your account to their account. That's it. So if somebody buying cash, their bank account maybe deposit all kind of cash in there and deposit all kind of checks in there. Nobody cares. But that's cash transaction when no lender involved. Okay. Good question though. Very good question. Okay. Now, no, not done yet. We go to the last one, down payment assistance program. We will talk about these 2 programs this Saturday at 11 a.m. right here. If you have a buyer who interested, you invite them here, or you go to your social media inviting people, calling out the first-time home buyer, by the way. Say, you know what, I have a 30% down payment assistance for people who buying home in Santa Clara County. And this program is for first-time home buyer only. And this 30% down payment is from the county of Santa Clara. They let your client borrow for the down payment. So that means, but they require 3% down payment from the borrower and 2% closing costs from the borrower. So the borrower have to come up with 5% on their own. They only need 5% and they have 30% from the county, so their down payment total gonna be 33%. So their loan gonna be only 67% of LTV, right? So that's really good program. And by the way, there is 0 interest on the 30% down payment assistance, and they can keep it as long as 30 years. And they can refinance when the rate drops, right? When the rate drops, they can refinance it, but not cashing out. The moment they cash out or they sell the home, they have to pay back the 30% down payment assistance and some profit, but we're gonna talk about it next week, right? And then third, we also have another program with 20% down payment assistance from state. And this one, my favorite, because this is much easier to get. The 20% down payment from California, the borrower don't need to come up with any down payment. as long as they have the closing costs. So they don't need to come up with 3% down payment. And this is for the entire state of California. But both programs, we need the borrower to qualify as first-time home buyer. What first-time home buyer means to all of us is they didn't own any home in the last 3 years. In the last 3 years. That means if somebody bought a home 10 years ago and sold it 5 years ago, so the last 5 years, that person doesn't own any home, that person qualifies for first-time home buyer. They qualify for this. So in the past, just last year, we have the 10% down payment from state, and we closed so many of those. It's really easy. We help our client from A to Z. All they need to do is just come here, we help them. It's really easy. I like the 20% down payment from state because it's much easier, it's faster. It's just like this. They come here, we pre-approve them, we find them a home, and then we close the loan. But the 30% down payment is really lengthy. This is an interesting topic to talk about. Avoid down payment scams.